Hello students, welcome once again to the biology classroom. Let us continue the chapter Fundamental Unit of Life, and the topic that we are going to discuss today is types of cell. On basic level, cells are of two types, prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell, and this is what they look like. The word prokaryotic is made up of two words, pro meaning before and karyon mean nucleus. It means in these prokaryotic cells, there is a primitive type of nucleus present. The nucleus that is present in this prokaryotic cell doesn't have a nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, and the membranous cell organelles are also not present in these cells. They have a ribosomes, cytoplasm. The genetic material is present in direct contact with this cytoplasm and it is called as nucleoid. There is presence of plasma membrane, cell wall and a capsule and extra covering around this cell, and these pilus, they help the attachment of these cell to the other cells. Ribosomes helps in the protein synthesis, and the organisms which are composed of these prokaryotic cells are called as prokaryotes, like bacteria, mycoplasm and cyanobacteria, right? And the word eukaryotic is made up of two words, eu meaning true and karyon meaning nucleus. It means in eukaryotic cells there is presence of a true nucleus, and instead of that the eukaryotic cells also have membranous cell organelles like mitochondria, ribosomes, lysosomes, Golgi bodies, centriole. All these structures are present in these eukaryotic cells, and these are well developed and advanced type of cells as compared to prokaryotic cells, right? So you have to learn both these prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells features, and also try to make a difference between both of these and write down all these in your notebooks, right? Let us study also the types of eukaryotic cells, which are examples like plant cell and the animal cell. These are the structures of animal cell and the plant cell. Both these cells are strictly eukaryotic because they are sharing all the essential features, structures that are eukaryotic cells, right? Like this is a nucleus that is present in animal cells, and plant cells also have a nucleus. But there are differences also in these cells. Like animal cell is soft and flexible because of the absence of cell wall, and this plant cell is rigid because of the presence of cell wall, right? So there is also a presence of plastid chloroplast, in which the process of photosynthesis will take place, and that is present only in plant cells. Moreover, a large volume of plant cell is occupied by this vacuole, and which is absent in animal cells. A cell organelle called centriole is present in this animal cell and it is absent in plant cells, right? So you have to remember all these features, and we will discuss deeply these structures, cell organelles in detail in our upcoming lectures, right? Now let us discuss about the structural organization of the cell. When we talk about a typical cell, it has three major components. What are they? They are cell wall or plasma membrane, nucleus and the cytoplasm, in which these all cell organelles are present, and nucleus and cytoplasm together constitute the protoplasm. Protoplasm of a cell is surrounded by the plasma membrane. So let us discuss the first major component of a cell, that is cell membrane or the plasma membrane. A plasma membrane is the outer covering of the cell, and it protects the internal structures of the cell from the outside environment. It also maintains the individuality of the cell, and a plasma membrane is composed of phospholipids and proteins, and they are arranged in an irregular manner. No fixed pattern of arrangement is there in this cell wall or plasma membrane. Even the proteins are able to move in and out of this plasma membrane, right? So let us discuss what are the function. It is the outer boundary of the cell. It maintains the individuality of the cell. It protects the cell from the external injury, right? And in addition to that, plasma membrane is selectively permeable. But that means it allows a selective type of substances to pass through them, and it also regulates the movement of different kind of substances across the cell. Okay, so the processes by which there is movement of different substances in the plasma membrane are diffusion and osmosis. Let us also discuss what this diffusion is and what this osmosis is, right? So diffusion is a process in which spontaneous movement of air molecules will take place from higher concentration to the lower concentration, and this process will continue until an equilibrium is maintained in the medium, and the gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen will move or will diffuse by the process of diffusion in the cell membrane, right? And osmosis is a process in which the spontaneous movement of water molecules will take place from higher concentration to the lower concentration across a semi-permeable membrane, and this osmosis is also called as the diffusion of the water molecules, right? So firstly I have used the word selectively permeable. Now I am using the word semi-permeable membrane. Actually students, on the basis of the types of substances movement across the membranes are of 4 types. Impermeable membrane, which doesn't allow the movement of any kind of substances across them. Semi-permeable membrane, which allows the movement of only liquid particles across them. Selectively permeable membranes, those membranes which allow the movement of some selective substances, either liquid or solids, across them. And freely permeable membranes, they will allow the movement of all types of substances across them, right? So in the next video lecture we will study about the next component, second component of the structural organization of cell, that is the nucleus.